Hello and welcome to Dad and Swebb Talk Sports. I'm Swebb.
And I'm Dad.
And we are the dad and daughter duo talking about all of our favorite sports moments from the week. Dad, what's going on?
So much, Swebb, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start.
Well, how has your week been?
It's
Before
been
we
okay.
get into a lot of the sports.
It's been okay, Swebb. It's been okay.
Just okay?
Well, I've been watching a lot of games, Swebb.
You got to do something about that. Just okay? What is life if it's just okay?
Well, I don't want to get too crazy, Swebb.
Okay. Well, my life is good. I am full of cheese. Full of fried cheese. Because this past weekend, I did a little mozzarella stick tour.
Oh, man.
I bounced around the Upper West Side, going from restaurant to restaurant, having fried cheese. And it was great.
Did you write a review for the newspaper or something?
I didn't write a review. I did post a review on my Instagram. I am now going to do a juice cleanse. And probably, if it wasn't raining and about 30 degrees today, I would have gone for a run this morning. But I definitely need to go for one tomorrow.
It's 30 degrees?
It's 30 degrees.
Oh.
So I'm going to have a grilled chicken breast and vegetables after this because I need to get back into eating healthy after the Saturday that I had.
How many mozzarella sticks did you eat?
I think I may have had like 12 or 13 at 5 different places. Towards the end, there was one that was really bad at the second stop that I should have just had the one and been done with it, but I wanted to give them another try because I was thinking surely these couldn't be that bad. And they were. So I wasted one there. By the 4th place, I was thinking I had 8 places on my list. I probably don't need to go to all 8. We could probably stop at 5. And luckily, the last place had amazing mozzarella sticks because at this point I could barely eat anything anymore. But it's a good stick when you're like unable to eat and it's still delicious.
Did you get a doggy bag, take anything home?
No doggy bag. I started just leaving them. Like that's how I know that I was full because I didn't eat everything that was in front of me after a while. I would normally never waste a mozzarella stick, but Saturday at a certain point I was like, let me not go too crazy because if I eat all of these, I won't have room.
I never do that. I always eat everything on my plate, Swebb.
I know. And that's the difference between you and I physically. So life is good. Lots of sports. Let's just talk about 2 things today because there's a lot going on.
Okay.
Let's start with the World Baseball Classic.
That's why baseball is my favorite subject. These has been some incredible games. Last night, that USA Dominican Republic game, 2-1 game was incredible. Pitching. And defense.
I've got to say, I've started to tune in and have been entertained. And I'm pleasantly surprised. Here's the thing. Now, the value comes from the players taking it seriously. And clearly the players are taking it seriously. Mm-hmm. I saw something where Aaron Judge said that this was bigger than a World Series. Aaron, I'm going to need you to calm down a little bit.
He didn't
okay?
really say that. What he said was, the enthusiasm in the stadium was bigger than the enthusiasm and you know what? He's right. Those people in the stands in Miami, those Dominican fans, they're off the chain. Listen, let me tell you, when you play against these Latin teams, it's unbelievable. When your brother was playing travel baseball and we played games in Brooklyn against some teams that were all Latin, 15, 16-year-olds, the enthusiasm in that whole neighborhood was incredible. And that was just on a little field in the middle of a residential area in Brooklyn.
they
that
did a good
stadium
job
last
picking
night.
the cities, because it started in Houston, then they moved to Miami for the semifinals. They've
Part
done
of it, part of it's the weather, but part of it's they know they can get that crowd out
right.
that's going to be into it. In Houston, with all the Mexicans, and they were there and making a lot of noise. And Miami, that was off the chain. And tonight, Venezuela and Italy play.
And then we'll see who the U.S. plays. Now, they could end up playing a bunch of Americans with Italian last names who beat them earlier in the World Baseball Classic, or they could end up playing the Venezuelans. I have an idea, though. I've been thinking about this. Okay, now this has been a lot of excitement, and they're definitely getting a little bit of that patriotism that everyone was feeling post the Winter Olympics. I think that Major League Baseball should consider pausing the regular season for 2 weeks every 4 years so that the top players can play in the Summer Olympics.
Oh, in the Summer Olympics.
So hear me out, because now we had to have the World Baseball Classic during spring training. So you remember the first couple games, it's almost like a bullpen game because the pitchers can only go 2 to 3 innings. They're still rounding into regular season shape. This time of year, typically the players, if you go to a spring training game, which you went to a few when I worked at the National Spring Training Stadium, these players are only playing for about 3 innings at this time of year. So I think, and now we ended up having, especially last night, the semifinal game, U.S. versus the Dominican, we ended up having a great pitchers battle. Certainly a lot of these guys, I think, took their off-season training a little bit differently to make sure that they were really ready for this. But what if you pause the season for 2.5 weeks, just like the NHL just did for the Winter Olympics, for all of these players to play in the summer games?
You want me to tell you why they'll never do that?
Go ahead.
Because the Summer Olympics are always like in July. That's when school's out. That's when the attendance goes up. They'll be losing too much money to do that.
Okay, so hear me out, because that's an interesting point. I thought you were going to say it's because they don't want to get rid of the All-Star game, because that is considered, for all of the major sports, that is considered a cornerstone event for the Major League Baseball as a league. And this is the time to figure it out if you're going to do it, right? Because the LA 28, the summer games are in LA, so the players don't have to travel too far. LA, they already have the stadiums and stuff picked out, but you'll get a huge American audience at these games. You'll also, because it's LA, it's a big hub, you'll get a lot of international folks. But I think you forego the All-Star break on the same year as the summer games. You let these guys play 2 weeks. Baseball, guys are used to playing every day anyway. Some of your players, if they don't end up on a national team, they can rest.
For 2 weeks?
For 2 weeks. Now, it's up to each player. They have a personal responsibility to make sure that they are, staying fresh, taking swings, maybe even, scrimmaging, whatever it might be. But all of your top players are going to be playing for the summer games. And you think about, okay, the attendance goes down for 2 weeks because everything is paused. But think about how much more the game would grow knowing that your top players are playing in the Summer Olympics. Baseball has had a problem with the growth of the sport because it's historically been a sport that older people like to watch, and it's not getting any younger. And they've had trouble trying to adjust the game and trying to adjust the way that they do things to capture a younger audience. The pitch clock, all of these different things. All of these things are just hijinks, right? If you really want to grow the game, you have 2 years to figure it out. Really a year, because what you do is you pause, you figure out all the scheduling. You either start the regular season a week early and probably end it a week later. So you're not even really disrupting too much. It's going to be changed by about a week. But it allows for the top players to play. Now you think about the Winter Olympics and the NHL, all of the NHL players playing. And you have less of a likelihood in a sport like baseball to get hurt playing in a game than in the NHL, okay? In hockey. So I think if you're really serious about trying to grow the game, trying to do something different that has an impact for a very long time, you figure out how to have the MLB superstars playing for Olympic medals during the summer games. And this is the time to figure it out because you're seeing all of the excitement. Now, what I think that they'll do, you want to know what I think they'll do?
What?
They'll take the excitement from this World Baseball Classic because it just so happened that you get, some of the top teams. Everyone's getting behind Italy. Venezuela has a big fan base. Obviously, the Dominicans always show up at these things. They're going to rest on their laurels. And they're going to say, you know what? That was pretty good. Let's continue to do the same thing. But if you want to make it better and you want to grow the sport and you're really serious about the future, we don't need pitch clocks. We don't need mound visit counts. Have your superstars playing in the Summer Olympics. Pause the season for 2 weeks.
That's hard to do. One, because of the money and shutting the thing down, and there's only a handful of guys that are playing in these games. So what do all the rest of the guys do? And when you take that much time off, baseball's a sport where you play every day. You get used to hitting every day. And when you take that much time off, everything gets... Now, what they should do is promote what just happened, what's happening in this tournament, and bring that right. The season starts in 2 weeks.
I don't want to watch... for the summer games, no one ever pays attention to baseball because no one wants to watch a bunch of minor leaguers or old retired players, independent league baseball players playing in the summer games. If you're a fan of baseball, you're going to watch. Everyone loves opening day, right? But if you really want to grow the game, have a younger audience, continue to get locked in, and just change the trajectory of the sport, you will figure out a way to get your best players. And here's the other thing to consider. You're talking about players taking time off. It's not like there aren't any options for these guys to train during that 2-week stretch because you would still have AAA, AA. You have minor leagues, right? So this is no different than a bunch of guys going to do like rehab starts in different parts of towns, all around the country and at these different ballparks. So now you could potentially grow the game there. Well, all these guys, maybe you figure out a way for some of these guys to play for these minor league teams. Go ahead.
What they should have done, instead of starting the game at 8 o'clock when kids have to go to bed because they have school the next day, they could have started these games at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then kids could have watched the whole game. That's what they should have done.
This is the thing that happens with all of these sports, right? Miami is in the tournament. They're playing at 10:10. Like, what am I... like, we got to watch this from bed. So you also have the facilities. The teams have the facilities to send the players to Arizona or send them to Florida so that they can stay sharp. Hey guys, you get a week off with your families. Next week, report back to camp. We're getting back into practice mode, training, making sure we're throwing, making sure we're taking swings, live batting practice, all of those things. It is not impossible. I think the biggest hurdle will be MLB not wanting to give up money by not having the All-Star game and also pausing the season for 2 weeks. But I think economically you could figure it out because if the game grows, you make money on the back end, right? Like you have to understand the opportunity cost here.
Yeah.
And you're getting your best players playing when they're at their best during the season. Like right now, these guys are still rounding into shape and they've played well. So I'll give them that. But imagine Paul Skeens. Yeah, he had a great game yesterday, but imagine Paul Skeens in July during the Olympics. Like you have the potential to see some magic, like real magic happen. Like
there was magic happening last night.
Like Jack Hughes scoring a goal in overtime. Like Connor Hellebuck stopping every single puck that comes his way. Like we've seen some magic. We've seen some glimmers, right? We've seen a little sparkles while watching these games. But just think about how much better it would be if they played in the Summer Olympics.
That's true. Maybe nobody would get a hit. Let me tell you, these guys coming out of the bullpen throwing 100, 101, 102, that's impossible to hit.
And it's not like I really truly believe in this, and I've been thinking about this for a few days because it took me about 2 weeks to really, or a week to really get into the World Baseball Classic because I'm like, well, I'm going to watch some bullpen games here. A bunch of guys, the pitchers, you're seeing everyone throw 2 to 3 innings. I wasn't really excited. And I love the Olympics. We all know this. I certainly don't tune in to watch the baseball games during the summer games of all the events that are happening. Right. That's the last one that I'm thinking of. So it's just something to think about. And if it happens, and if someone at Major League Baseball hears this or thinks of this themselves, we'll have this tape to remember that I said it here first.
What street is the MLB office in Manhattan?
I think they're on Park Avenue, or they might be down near Chelsea Market. I can't remember. I know that they have 2 offices.
Stop in there and put it in the suggestion box. Tell the commissioner you want to talk to him. You have a great idea.
Like, you're taking a chance, but I think it's a chance worth taking.
He might hire you and tell you, okay, you're in charge of that.
Should I fax him like you used to do when you were faxing the Yankees front office?
No, what I would do, if I was you, I would walk into that office and give him a few suggestions. They might make you commissioner, because that commissioner isn't good.
But he could be if he takes my ideas.
Yeah, but his ego won't let him. You should
go in there and give us.
I would go in there, show interest, and tell him.
He's talking about he's focused on short-term solutions. I'm focused on a long-term solution.
That's my kind of thinking. Where'd you get that kind of thinking from?
I was born with it.
No, you weren't.
Mom.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about March Madness before we sign off.
Okay, let's do it.
UNC, number 6 seed. They'll play VCU on Thursday. They're in the same quadrant as Florida. Miami, number 7 seed. They'll play Missouri on Friday. They're in the same quadrant as Arizona. Dad, I have not filled out my bracket yet. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so how far do you have UNC going?
Second round.
Okay. That's respectable. I thought there was a chance.
I have them losing to Illinois in the second round.
Okay, they would play the winner of Illinois versus, who is it, Penn?
The University of Pennsylvania.
Yes. So you have them going to the second round. And who do you have in your Final Four?
Michigan State, Florida, Iowa State, Arizona. Arizona and Florida in the final. Arizona taking it all. Duke has been the best team all year, and Arizona's been the second best team, but Duke has some injuries right now. Their point guard is out. He won't be playing. Their backup point guard, Caden Boozer, has looked real good. He looked good in the tournament, but you have to see. The competition's going to be much better than what he had to face the last few days.
It's certainly going to be wide open, and I think
And our next segment, remind me to tell you about an unbelievable story about the Boozer twins.
I definitely will.
It's unbelievable.
I think I'm going to have Miami go pretty far. Because why not? Why not? Now, they got blown out by Virginia in the ACC tournament. And I know better than to have Virginia going far because this is what they do. They play well in the ACC tournament. They look really good. All of a sudden, you have them going far, and then they lose as a 1 seed to a 16 seed. So I know better than to have.
You play Purdue in the second round.
Yes, it's not going to be easy.
Did you see Purdue against Michigan on Sunday?
Listen, it's not going to be easy. No one said it was going to be easy. I think it's actually it's wide open this year. There's no guarantees, but I think I'm just going to have Miami going all the way because why not? I'm playing with house money.
You're playing with house money?
Yes.
How are you playing with house money?
Because I have my expectations. When you set low expectations, Dad, I'm playing with house money. I'm already wearing my baseball shirt. I'm here for the ride. And if they go far, if they win the whole thing, then I'll look like a genius. And have I already displayed how smart I am earlier talking about the World Baseball Classic?
Well, you know what? you got to finish the deal. You got to walk into that office, go up there and say, I got a great idea for you. I dare you to do that.
I think what I'll do is
You
I'll
should
start
do
with
that.
Twitter.
And
I'll
don't
start with
Twitter. Come on. Walk up there. That's the most. If somebody walked into my office and said, I can do this, that's the person I would hire.
Okay. Well,
That's
now
the
that
person.
the camera's
That's
all...
That's the suggestion I would go with. Twitter, come on. You walk
Things
into
can go
that
viral.
office.
What if a petition started?
Yeah, but you
and
won't get
it
you
went
won't
viral?
you won't get the credit for it.
Why not? I already tweeted it. I tweeted it yesterday on the way to church.
That
Now,
gets
if
lost.
we cut a video and I repeat the same things, it's possible. I have to do work with a lot of these leagues and teams and stuff, so I don't know that I can just be walking into MLB's offices to say, hey, I have a great idea. But I do stand by my idea, and I am going to promote it.
Do you know how much the commissioner of these leagues make?
Millions and millions and millions.
Do you have any idea how many millions?
In the 20s to 30s.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be worth going up there and saying, I got a suggestion for you?
It would. It would. So we'll see. But we're going to close things out.
And then from there, you could just be the figurehead, and I'll tell you what to do and say if you got the job. You could
I
be
was
like
thinking
a
about this the
you
other
could be
day.
like a puppet. I'll just pull the strings behind you.
I was thinking about how many millions I actually need to be okay. Like to be happy, to like feel comfortable, and not need any more and not want any less. I think it needs to be around 5
what?
million.
The way you spend money, you probably need more than that.
Because you can invest it properly. Real estate would make things tricky, but I think 5 million is like you can get a good house, you can invest things properly, and you don't have to like really worry.
If that happened, would you remember me?
I'd take you out to dinner.
Where?
A fast food place, your favorite. The way you eat, then I'll need 10 million. So March Madness this week, World Baseball Classic, semifinals tonight, Monday night, again, Italy versus Venezuela. Then U.S. will play the winner of that game later this week. Tomorrow, you've got March Madness, the 4 playing games, 2 of them starting on Tuesday, the other 2 on Wednesday. Then the big shebang starts on Thursday. And, life is good. We won't focus on the Knicks because we're going to end on a positive.
Ugh. And so baseball season starts next Wednesday. Yankees in San Francisco. On Netflix, by the way.
I don't have Netflix, and I'm not getting Netflix. So that concludes this week's episode of Dad and Swebb Talk Sports. Be sure to follow us at Dad and Swebb on Instagram, X, and TikTok. And subscribe on YouTube and Rumble. Share this episode with a friend, and we will see you next week.
So long.
Thank you for tuning in to Dad and Swebb Talk Sports, the show where we cover all of our favorite sports moments from the past week. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and Rumble, and follow us at Dad and Swebb on Instagram and X. See you next week.